Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Well, on Friday, Sports 1440's Jason Gregor, also of Oilers Nation, shared some new coaching information with us. We found out that Paul Coffey is unlikely to be back. Mark Stewart should be retained, and we found out earlier that day that David Pelche was also leaving to join Glenn Gulletson with the Dallas Stars. In an article at OilersNation.com today, Jason Gregor had more coaching information for us. He revealed that he is expecting that the Edmonton Oilers will announce their new coaching changes this week, so we shouldn't have to wait too much longer to find out who the new guys will be behind the bench. I'll link to the full article in the video description below, but there was definitely some things of note that I wanted to bring up here. Apparently, Mark Stewart will be taking over for Paul Coffey on the defensive side, so that kind of makes more sense why Paul Coffey's going out the door. And I mentioned in my last video that I thought Paul Coffey had done an amazing job with the defense, and I certainly stand by that. But looking back to some of the things that happened in the Stanley Cup Finals, Paul Coffey going back to pairings that weren't working, things like that, I can see why the Edmonton Oilers ultimately decided to make a change, and I'm sure Paul Coffey his thinking was part of that process as well. I don't think this was ever meant to be a long-term solution, Paul Coffey behind the bench. I think this was just a new coach was coming in a couple years ago in Chris Knobloch. They wanted some certainty, and Paul Coffey could come in and give them that. And like I said, he did an amazing job with the defense, but I don't think he was the long-term solution there. So hopefully Mark Stewart, he's been with the team for a couple years now. He was brought in by Jay Woodcroft, so he predates head coach Chris Knobloch as well. So he's had some time with the team to take a look at things, and I think the Oilers will go more of the analytical route with the defense this year, stick with pairings that are proven to be working. I think Paul Coffey was a bit more of an old school guy, and he tried a few things that didn't quite work out, but overall, with his time here with the Edmonton Oilers, he did an amazing job behind the bench, and I imagine he will be staying with the team in some capacity, probably going back upstairs with Jeff Jackson, but we'll have to wait and see here. Like I said, Jason Gregor saying we should get announcements this week on the coaching staff. In the article that he posted today at Oilers Nation, it was an interview with former Oilers head coach and GM Craig McTavish. They both discussed finding the new power play guy will be absolutely essential here for the Oilers. Glenn Gulletson ran the power play for the Oilers for years. It was highly successful. Struggled a little bit more the last couple of years, so I think it's time for a new voice there, but obviously, the Oilers will probably be looking for somebody with extensive experience. Craig McTavish mentioned in the article that the Oilers should be really looking for the next Spencer Carberry, who's currently with the Washington Capitals, a great young upcoming coach. I don't really know who's out there, so I couldn't really throw names at you. I know there was a lot of rumors that maybe the Oilers might go after Dave Hackstall, but he signed on with the Colorado Avalanche, so whoever it is that comes in for the Oilers in the new coaching staff roles will be a complete surprise to me as well. We know we're getting a brand new goalie coach. Hopefully there's an expansion beyond that with a whole new goalie development system for the Edmonton Oilers. This organization definitely needs it, but a new assistant coach, a new skating coach here coming in for the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know if we're going to get all the announcements at the same time, but I imagine we at least find out the goalie coach and assistant coach this coming week. Yesterday, Caleb Kearney of the Hockey News put out this post. I've heard the Oilers have spoken to several candidates for the goalie coach position. Jeff Saleko is an internal candidate. Stephen Waite, Sylvain Rodrigue, Pete Aubry, and Adam Francilia are rumored to be of interest. In my opinion, Justin Cardinal is a name I'd keep an eye on. So a couple new names there for the Oilers' possible goalie coach position, but Jason Gregor reported on Friday that Sylvain Rodrigue and Pete Aubry were two of the finalists for that position, so we'll see what ends up happening. And Jason Gregor also noted any report about the Oilers having interest in Carter Hart is incorrect. Edmonton will not be approaching him, even if he is found not guilty. I'm happy to hear that. I think the Oilers should stay far away from Carter Hart, even if he is found not guilty. For other reasons, completely hockey reasons, this guy hasn't played in a long time. I don't think he's the solution the Edmonton Oilers are looking for. So I think the Oilers should stay far away from Carter Hart no matter what. The terrible stuff and hockey stuff combined, I think all work against Carter Hart becoming an Edmonton Oiler. So really glad to hear that the Edmonton Oilers are not entertaining that. And lastly, guys, I thought I'd showcase this post from Oilers insider Bob Stauffer. One player who I think can make a successful jump to the NHL this season is Matt Savoie, fifth in AHL scoring last season with 54 points, led all AHL rookies with a plus 21, wins puck battles on the wall, can penalty kill, quick, will add speed to the Edmonton Oilers top 9. So, yeah, really excited to see Matt Savoie next year. Really excited to see Ike Iceman Howard. They bring some youth that this team desperately needed to the lineup for next year. But that's all for me for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts and predictions on the coaching staff in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.